right. Okay, I'm back. I took some time. Well, took some. I've been working on took some time. I've been working, and basically what I'm doing with my time is I work, and then I come back and I work on this, and I go to bed, and I eat. But what I've been working on is I've been trying to finalize everything. So the stages are done. The patterns are done. I've actually been working on some prototyping some patterns for stage 4 and 5 right now. I changed stages for camera a bit. You make some more changes to that. But most of the things I've been doing, I've been fixing up the menus, making sure everything works, finalizing how to play, making sure it has all the information I want in there. And then what else? And then really just fine tuning and tweaking the demo itself, because I'm doing my final thing before I make sure the gameplay is set is that I always make sure I can 1cc my game. If I can't beat what I made, then I need to start, because then I know everything. I know all the things. So what I do is when I play, I try to look for every possible scenario I can do on the screen. What ways can I route? What patterns can I do? Maybe what strategies can I work with? Because all of these, if it doesn't work one way, then I try it again in a different way, and I try to put it all in perspective. And if I can find an answer to something, then I can guarantee there's probably 2 or 3 more answers that people will find in the process. You have a lot of tools in this game. You have a lot of weapons that have different benefits and different drawbacks, and I don't think it's impossible to I don't think it's impossible to beat it. Right? It's completely easy to beat this. It's possible. I just have to do the final test. The last wave is actually I made. I'm trying to figure out the pattern for it coming in off of the end of stage 3 right for the boss, because the way stage 3 works is that you use up a lot of your resources as you play it, and by the end I don't have that many resources left. So you get to the boss and suddenly you have no health, or you have no extends, you have no power, right? Because the distinction I made is that I wanted this to be a game where you there's influence from Strania, there's influence from Battlemania, there's also influence from Yagawa games where you die to lower rank, or you avoid using certain resources to raise rank or whatever. It's the same idea with how the extends work in this game. The extends are tied to your power too, so your shot level. The more extends you have, the higher your shot level. However, the higher your rank, the more likely you might get hit trying to dodge something, right? And that's where the OD comes in, the shield, which you can't fire in, but you can absorb all the things around you. It becomes like a defensive mechanism. If you get hit by an orb, by the way, the shield doesn't activate, so you can fire immediately. So maybe you want to get hit by an orb. You never know. So I want to leave a lot of possibilities. Again, I wrote this I'm working on when I'm finalizing it, I'm writing down my thoughts on my README for the testing itself. And I wrote down, I said, there's a lot of mechanics in here, and maybe some of them seem like half-baked or whatever, or they might seem half-baked on the surface, or they might seem like they have no use. But every mechanic as I've designed it, because I've already gone through my initial alpha tests and my prototyping, and you should have seen what the game looked like before that, man. It looked half-baked as hell. But through all that fine-tuning, I'm playing the game a lot and trying to figure out, okay, well, where can I use this? Where can I use that? What is this worth? Well, I think I've gotten the mechanics to a point where they're really solid. And so that extend system, once you die, it's over, game over. So when you have low, if you as you die, you might die and then get stuck in a situation and then create a pattern of just death after death after death. And you can try to recover with the shield, but absorbing things with the shield, I changed it so it doesn't give you power back. It's purely defensive, offensive kind of thing. That it's a penalty but it's a penalty you can use to score. But it raises rank, and it doesn't give you, and the bullets you absorb or the enemies you absorb don't go to your energy, right? So I thought that would be a nice drawback, because otherwise, because I had before, it gave you back power, and you could just kill yourself, gain back the power, and then kill yourself again. It was too exploitable, so I needed to fix it up a bit. But beyond that, doing that, doing all that, so I have to, once you see it, decide if I want to make changes where I think something's too cheap. I had some stuff that was spawning after death, and I had to change some breaks to returns and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm getting close. I'm getting there. What I've mostly been doing is just doing some refining on the menus. So I'm trying to, I'm adding in all the stuff they need. So let's say, the how to play and practice, they had stuff on them, right? They had all these things. And what was left was the arcade demo didn't have a page, so I made one. Made some quick. I used some music, and I made a short thing. You could go around. I mean, this was already here, but the background wasn't. So this orb, I had to do some edits to the model because it was clipping. But I wanted this to have originally it just had the menu, but I wanted to have a more thematic kind of. Not thematic. I just wanted to have a sort of striking image to it, right? For the arcade mode. So I did that. And then so there's going to be 3 caravans in the final product. They're not going to be the demo, but I just wanted to work on the page just to get the layout set up. The 3 caravans, normally I wouldn't do this, but I was actually only going to have 1 caravan. But I have all of the programming for the 2 original builds of this game. For the original tank one, where it has 2 tanks going around, and you swap between a tank that has a flamethrower that has like a focus flamethrower shot that is like burns things on impact, and a secondary tank which is smaller, has a weaker shot, but has a cannon that blows things blows things up. So and wherever you swap on the screen, that's where they end up. So you have to figure out your positioning and all that. And I wanted to use that. I wanted to make that game. It's just that I had some issues with some mechanic stuff that I didn't want to deal with, and I kind of wanted to switch my focus. So then my second build was the Rocket Witch build, which is like it's this weird. I made it like cell phone size as a joke, because like the Exa games are have 9x16. And so I made it like 9x21 as a joke, but it's not going to be that big. And that's gonna be a classic vertical kind of caravan. Think like a carrot, like a Nexer or something. Something really simple. Rekka, just scoring. There's not going to be any hitbox. Well, maybe there should be a hitbox. I don't know. Maybe Infinite Lives like Nexer, maybe. I haven't thought too much about how I want to do the caravan. And then the third one is going to be the as I planned, the Zaxxon / Viewpoint isometric one with the support ship as the main ship. But I need to that's the only one I haven't coded. That's easy to code, though. It's easy to code, to program that stuff. It's going to be harder to do the assets. I have to do assets for everything eventually. But so if we go here, I did the real basic stuff. So this would be the Viewpoint one. This would be Rocket Witch. I had some text, but I got rid of it because it's in work in progress. And then this would be the tank one, and that'll be really simple. It's something that'll just for fun, just to add a little extra stuff, because 5 stages is 5 stages. Now there's going to be 5 tight stages that are gonna require a lot of play, hopefully, to master. But at the same time, why not have some fun bonuses and stuff like that? People like to have a little bonus caravan stuff. Everyone loves. I love score attack. Why not throw in some extra score attack stuff? And I have the code. Why not just use the code I have? All I have to do is make enemy formations. I don't have to do anything to the tank thing. I'm gonna make new assets. I gotta make new tanks in 3D because my others are sprites, and I'm gonna make a new witch for that Rocket Witch, which looks more like it's like that Kiki style witch, as opposed to the the character I made, where it's like a witch in the 22nd century. And in addition to that, I also, as I was speaking, I also wanted to make some changes to movement speed, and I'm tweaking a little more, fine tuning some problems with the feel. There's not much that you do for game feel in these games. I mean, like, you basically move around the screen. You don't add inertia. Don't add inertia to your damn games. It's not good. You're not playing Asteroids. Stop. You're not playing Asteroids, okay? I needed the speed didn't feel right for what I was doing, and I needed to figure out how am I gonna make it feel good, because there's it's not just like normalizing your diagonals or anything. When you play a game, each game, there has to be a certain speed that you feel. You're not just gonna be moving. You don't just set like velocity to 1 or something. Like, you play like a game with multiple ships or multiple speeds. There's multiple speeds. You play Thunder Force. You play, I guess, some Caravan games. You play these games that have like multiple speeds to them. And oh my fucking stick. And when you play these games with multiple speeds, do you get a feel for, okay, each ship feels a little different, and that helps you think as like when you make something like, okay, well, how does the ship speed matter in the context of the greater game? And for me, it's very simple. It's not. I don't have anything complex. I don't have any slow down functions. So the speed just needs to feel right. It needs to feel good. I need to pull up my stick and just tap dodge and just feel, how does it feel to tap dodge? How does it feel to move around? And I pulled out multiple games trying to doing comparisons, and eventually, I tried other games, but I eventually settled on Harmful Park as my comparison to get my game feel down, because I like how Harmful Park feels when I move in that game. It's snappy, it's fast, but it's not. It's fast, but it's not like I feel like I have no control. In some other games, they feel fast, and it feels like I'm going to run into something. Well, Harmful Park, it feels like it's fast, but I'm being deliberate with my movement to some degree. So I did that, and it gives a nice feel.